death 61 years ago. But Henry Demitz actually met his transcriptionist probably 5 years ago, and she told me everything that we were planning here in this park, everything that residents wanted, would be exactly what Henry Demitz wanted to see in our community. So it's kind of warms my heart, gives me goosebumps to think about somebody that had the vision. In fact, there was also, we did some research in our office and came across some debate that was happening. George Meade the First was, and Henry Demitz and others were saying we need to manicure these spaces around our city because we've got so many spaces that need to be more beautiful. So it's amazing, even that many years later, almost 100 years later in our community, we're still debating ways to make our community more beautiful. So as much as time passes, things stay the same. But I also want to call out the Park and Rec Commission. Craig Broren's here, Mike Hittner, who used to be a Parks Commissioner here in the city, and others. We could get a wave from folks that maybe have contributed to the Park Commission to make this happen. So the city had to match the DNR stewardship grant formally to bring the improvements here to the Demitz Park facility. We've got more work to do, despite you might think this is just perfect. We lack restroom facilities. I know the Spires Review Hospital has graciously opened up their restroom facilities to park users, but in the future, where the Northward Pedal and Paddle tent is, we've got restroom facility plans for that, and hope to bring those improvements to this park into the future. But bears remembering and I think repeating the fact that the Wisconsin River remains our most significant asset here in the community. And I always argue with my counterparts in Wausau and Stevens Point that the Wisconsin River section in this community is way more beautiful than Wausau and Stevens Point and the other communities because we're doing something with it, right? We're finally recognizing it as an asset. It used to be much viewed as just a working river, right, from industrial perspectives, but far and away we're looking at the recreational possibilities that can be brought to the riverfront. And it's no small part to the residents that showed up and said, in the various public meetings and the outreach that we did to make sure that these improvements continue to happen in our riverfront. So I want to thank you all for coming. Thank our partners that showed up today, Northward Pedal and Paddle, MSA. We've got Brings, who also donated the bike repair station. They've got a few bikes here that they want to demonstrate. So if you want to take a ride on a fat tire bike, as well as some fitness park station demonstrations. So if you want to try them, last night I was trying to do some pull-ups. Occasionally I'm not quite as strong to pull myself up on all those things, but if you want to give them a run, certainly do so. I want to thank you all again for attending. This, we believe, is the first of many stages to improve the park facility here in Wisconsin Rapids and everything into the future. So stay tuned next year as we see the Veterans Memorial Park and Mead Rapids View Park come to fruition. But it's been really incredible, and it's been a great honor for me and for all of us at the city to be a part of these improvements. The City Council, I see Scott Kellogg here. I don't know if we have any other City Council members here. Scott represents this district and has been a passionate and ardent supporter of making sure that these things happen. We've got some former City Council members, Todd Furkey and others, that saw the vision and enumerated the money to make this happen. So thank you all for coming, and enjoy the park.